Welcome to Lovenesters.
We are a Wisconsin couple trying to keep life interesting now that our kids have left the nest. Join us on adventures big and small as we look for the quirky and unique while having some fun along the way.
Thanks for being here.
Today we are in South Bend, Indiana to tour the National Studebaker Museum. At one time, Studebaker had the largest automobile manufacturing facility in the United States. Studebaker stopped making cars in 1966. Their 144-year history and some amazing cars are on display. Join us today as we check out these iconic vehicles.
Hey, welcome back to Lovenesters. We are at the Studebaker Automobile Museum in South Bend, Indiana.
This is an amazing place with 3 floors full of cars.
3 floors?
That's hard to say. My first time sitting in a Studebaker.
What?
Studebaker.
Thanks for being
here. So this is a 1950 Champion convertible here at the Studebaker Museum in South Bend, Indiana. This is the one vehicle in the place that you're allowed to sit in and play around on.
John Clements Studebaker was originally a blacksmith. He turned that skill into building carriages.
The Studebaker Company actually started out as a carriage company. When the automobile came along, they were perfectly positioned because they already had a dealer network set up. The Studebaker carriage was so sought after that they supplied the carriages for U.S. presidents. This museum houses 5 of those carriages, making it the home of the largest collection of presidential carriages. The carriage that was used by President Lincoln on the night of his assassination is on display here. So this is an interesting vehicle that was commissioned by the United States Senate. It was actually in use in Washington. There was a tunnel that connected their offices to the Capitol, and they needed a vehicle that could go forward and backward without having to turn around. Who knew? This is such a pretty car. I see this and I think chitty chitty bang bang. Only 5 of the 1932 series are known to exist, and they have one right here in South Bend. Wow, is that a pretty looking vehicle? This is one of fewer than 10 of these types of vehicles that are known to exist today. When it was new, this vehicle would have sold for $1,940. This is the 1933 Speedway President. When new, it would have sold for $1,645. This is a 1929 7-passenger sedan. This is a 1916 Roadster. It's got a beautiful interior in there. I like how they've styled it with the old gas pump. Back in that time, infant mortality was significantly higher than it is today, and unfortunately there was a need to have a hearse that specialized for children. It was white to represent a child's innocence.
Studebaker couldn't compete with Ford on their price point, so instead they focused on reliability and quality. To prove the quality and reliability, they entered endurance races. One of these cars went over 400,000 miles. That's incredible. The Avanti is the crown jewel of the Studebaker collection. This is a fantastic automobile with great history.
So this is the fiberglass body for the Avanti. It's kind of neat. You can see all the little measurements and engineering markings on it. Be sure and head on to the upper level, which houses an exhibit of electric vehicles from the 19th to the 21st century.
Electric cars were built in the early 1900s because it was thought that the internal combustion engine was too complicated for the average person to work on.
Studebaker was ahead of its time. They introduced automobiles as electric. They were quiet, reliable, easy to operate. The Henny Kilowatt. This is an electric car from the 1940s. Actually, the drivetrain on this car was built by Eureka Vacuum Company. Wow, that's crazy. My goodness, I think I saw one of these on Counting Cars. 1975 Sebring Vanguard city car. This had a 3.5 horsepower. This was a concept electric vehicle back in 1990. Oh, it does have this Saturn GM look.
It doesn't appear that Studebaker provided fire engines, but they did provide the chassis for this one. This one's in my color. Very pretty. Fun fact, the Studebaker company was once the largest employer in South Bend. They did have offices all around the world. So this vehicle has an interesting history. This is the last Studebaker. When it rolled off the assembly line on March 17th of 1966 in Ontario, Canada, it brought an end to 114 years of vehicle manufacture under the Studebaker name. It was driven by company executives for about 2 years, and then it was placed on display. This is a 1964 Studebaker Daytona hardtop. What's special about this vehicle is it was the last US-built Studebaker. It was assembled in South Bend on December 20th of 1963. It was actually originally planned for someone in Pennsylvania, but they decided to place it into their historic collection instead. This vehicle has fewer than 50 miles on the odometer. It is in perfect condition. Boy, here's a car with some beautiful fins. This is the 1956 Packard Predictor. This Avanti recorded speeds of 170.81 miles per hour in 1963. This is the Avanti number 9. So they have a great little drive-in setup here. Kind of feels like someone should roll out in their roller skates and come take our order.
This is a 1953 Champion. It is regarded as one of the most beautiful cars ever built, and I agree. I have never seen one this nice before. So we go Champion. We have a 55 Presidential Speedster.
I like this red and white one. Boy, is that pretty.
The Golden Hawk. Fun fact, Studebaker, I believe, was one of the first car companies that had seatbelts in every single one of their cars.
Oh, that is a fun fact. Oh, look at the fins on these. Wow. The fins, and look at all the styling of the lights and the mirrors. Very cool. That is an adorable little pedal car.
This 1963 Studebaker Lark, brand new, it was $2,295. What a great looking car.
Wow, that is a cool front of a car. So the lower level of the museum, down in the basement, has a whole military display set up. Studebaker started producing vehicles for the U.S. government in 1857 and continued to do so through the Vietnam War. All right, so while this vehicle, the Hummer, is not a Studebaker car, it did get made in Indiana, in Mishawaka. This was actually the 5th off the assembly line. The lower level also stores some additional Studebaker vehicles.
Hey, we are at the Studebaker Museum in South Bend, Indiana.
It's really a beautiful place, and actually a great place to come on a hot day.
And what I find incredible is the history of the Studebaker.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were around for so long. They lasted past the Great Depression, which surprised me.
Till 1966 was their last car.
No, it's kind of amazing. It's a great place. Worth checking out.
Great place, absolutely worth checking out.
Thanks for being here.
Having fun.
This is a really cool place. I'm glad we came here.
I'm glad you're having fun.
Are you?
Of course.